Hello, and welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. In our last episode, we did every job that we had. So we've got a few new emails. We've got some new builds, I believe, that need to get done. So let's take a look. Hail, as thou art no doubt aware, the release of Feudal Fantasy 13 recommended spec lies on the horizon. 'Tis anticipated to be a most exciting game, with visceral reaction of martial warfare and the heart-rending tale of peasantry struggling to break free of oppression. Truly, ye lookest upon a Game of the Year candidate. System requirements are as yet unknown for this ludo-literary tour de force, but as the bow is drawn in anticipation, still I must prepare myself for this imminent release. I hereby commission thee in constructing for me a suitable rig. I will pay in gold or digital currency, as thou prefer. Eagerly awaiting thy reply, Catherine. So, all of that to say, Catherine is looking for a PC that can play Feudal Fantasy 13 for $1,000. So I already have it brought up here. We need 8 gigs of RAM, 3 gigs of VRAM, 40 gigs of storage, an AMD Ryzen 5 6 core, 1600, and at least an AMD Radeon R9 280 3 gig. So I think we can make that happen. So let's accept that. Here is our friend Olie, who we've built and upgraded a PC for. Hi, mate. You probably didn't see, but I actually won that tournament. Ma'am was well surprised, but it was a cash prize and everything, so I feel like celebrating. I think she finally gets it. Can you upgrade the RAM on my rig and maybe chuck in some RGB lighting? I've got the money for it, so why not? LOL. Thanks, Olie. So he's got a budget of $350, wants 32 gigs of RAM, and maybe some RGB. So we'll have to see what we've got around that we can order that's RGB, so let's accept that. Hello, I need a new PC. Can you help? In terms of performance, I want it to benchmark around 3634. I like AIO water coolers. Let's put one of those in. Don't try and pass off any used parts. I want all new stuff. Can you make this your #1 priority, please? Lots of love, Cassandra. So we'll build Cassandra a computer for $1,085. That will benchmark at 3634 or higher with an AIO water cooler. So let's accept that one. And before we end the day and get Olie's stuff in, I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, put together some parts lists, get some stuff ordered, and I will be right back. So for the first build, excuse me, which is the Feudal Fantasy 13 build for $1,000, we're going to use a Gigabyte GA-AB 350 Gaming 3, which we already have in our inventory, so it's not showing up in our cart. We're going to put a Ryzen 5 1600 in there, an Arctic Freezer 33 Esports Edition, which is down here. There's the Ryzen. We're going to put some G-Skill Ripjaws 4 Black Edition 8 gigs, which we already have in our inventory. We're going to put in a Xi'an Power King 300, more Tony Easy Store 320 gig hard drive, and we're going to put it all in an NZXT S340 white and purple case. As far as Olie's PC upgrade, he had $300 to spend, so we're going to get him 4 sticks of this ADATA Premier 8 gig, 2133 MHz RAM, and we're going to put in a Cryorg H7 quad, which it says it's RGB, so that should give him the RGB he's looking for. I just thought I'd pop in and show you guys what I have so far. I'm going to get the last one put together, and I'll be right back. So for the build that we need to get a 3D Mark score of 3634, going to order a Mortoni H170, an Intel Pentium G4600. They wanted a water cooler, so I'm going to throw a Kraken M22 in there. Some ADATA, 4 gigs of ADATA RAM, a Gigabyte GTX 1060, a Seagate Barracuda 500 gig, an SSD, an ADATA Ultimate 120 gig, and we're going to put that in a Ragentech Theatus. However you say that. It was a cool looking case. Hopefully it doesn't need to add a bunch of fans to it. I'm going to go ahead and order all this stuff and in the day so we can get things going. Let's make sure next day. All right, so let's end our day. And we got all our stuff. Perfect. Let's start with our upgrade. I think it's going to be the easiest. Get the side off of this. Let's pop his little sticker RAM out. Let's see. And we'll start putting RAM in. Get all these clips open. I should have done that to begin with. And one more. And then we'll put this new cooler on. No, I don't want to open the shield. There we go. Let's get some thermal paste. This is the one. Oh. Well, how am I supposed to put RGB in there if it won't let me put this in? Well, that's not even what I wanted to do. Let's close that back down. I guess he's not getting the RGB that he wanted because that's the only way I could figure out how to get it in there. Well, let's go ahead and cable it up. Make sure everything works. And we'll get it off our bench. Well, I tried Olie. The game would not let me. Okay, let's get that out here. Let's see if I can remember which case goes to what. So, Bacon Cassandra. That's not that one. That's this build. And then this case that I couldn't pronounce will be Bacon Cassandra's. So let's get started. Get the sides off of this thing. Okay. One of those upside down cases. So, Let's see, we need a motherboard. So I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my heat just came on in the background. I don't know if my mic's picking it up or not. I live in northern Utah, around Salt Lake City, and it is the end of May. Now normally we have air conditioners running at this point, but it is cold, and just a few thousand feet in elevation from where I live, it's snowing. It's raining here, but it is snowing. It is way cold outside. We're having a very, very weird spring. Let's see, what did I got the 4600, I believe, for this. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below this video if around, what is it, May 21st, 2019, if you are having some strange cold weather where you live. That's not what I meant to do. I take my thermal paste off of there. Let's try getting this thing on here again. So I can't put it there, can't put it there. Did I order a cooler that is too large for this case? I may have. Looks like it would fit. Maybe I just need to take the dust cover off. There we go. Perfect. Let's get the RAM in. What RAM did I order for this thing? I think it was this. Man, in real life, I don't know if that stick of RAM would actually fit there. But it's a game. And what graphics card? I think we had the... Oh, it doesn't fit. That's not cool. So it will not fit in this case. I should have checked that. Well, I do believe I'm going to have to order a different case. Now, why wouldn't that fit? It looks like there's plenty of room. Is it just because I haven't taken... This case is hard to work on. Being upside down and backwards and whatever's going on here. I'm going to take these out and see. Still doesn't fit. So it's 281 millimeters. 276, 277, all of those would fit. So really, just a couple of millimeters? So it's 1 millimeter too long for this case. Well, I'm going to take a quick break, pull all this stuff back out of this, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so I am going to build the computer for Cassandra, or Bacon, or whatever they want to go by. I'm going to build it in this NZXT case, since I already have it in. Maybe the other PC will fit in the other case when I go to build that. So let me quickly get all this stuff installed in here. Maybe we'll get back on track. Didn't even think to check the GPU length. But I've also never built in that other case. So, oh well, live and learn. Let's see, we had the Pentium. We'll get that in. We had this A-Data RAM. Let's get the Kraken. Oh, better put thermal paste on it. What am I looking for? Cooling. Oh, I've got to take off the front of the case here. Now I can put it in. Let's put it down low. Get this off. And let's see which ones of these we need to take. Let's get the graphics card because it'll definitely fit in this case. That is a big graphics card. I guess I understand now why it wouldn't fit in the other case. Let's see. Let's get the power supply in. Oh, we got to take off this ring. Get these screws all back in. Come back here. I'm trying to remember what I had for hard drives. I think it was a Seagate, and then get the SSD installed up here. Let's start cabling things up. We'll get our motherboard connected. Let's get our fans connected. Oops. Our cooler. I think that's everything. Let's get it plugged up here. See if we can figure out if I missed anything. Looks like it's booting. So let's see if it gives us that 3D Mark score of 3634. We'll give that a quick restart. And let's get 3D Mark running. And I will be back as soon as 3D Mark's done, once we get our score. Okay, so we have a passing score 36-42, and they wanted 36-34, so we just barely beat it. The first time I ran it, on the first run, if I can speak correctly, on the first run we came up really short, went into the BIOS, turned out that the RAM wasn't running at its recommended or its full speed, so I just turned on XMP and we got a passing score. So let's get this guy put back together and we can get it out in the hall and go collect some money. Get this back panel on. And we'll get the front. And this mistake turned out really well because this is a white and purple case and the NZXT logo lights up kind of purple to match that, so works out just fine. So let's get this out in the hall. So the Final Fantasy PC, we'll have to work on that in the next episode. But let's go ahead and collect. And we'll discard that one. Let's collect this one. Oops. And we'll get rid of that. We've got some new emails. Got some things unlocked. So in the next episode, we will get the Final Fantasy PC built, and we'll go through these other emails. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching the video this far through if you've done it. Also, if you want to be notified when any new videos of mine go live, be sure to subscribe and click the little bell icon so that you get notified as soon as a new video goes live. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.